Okay. Hello, everybody. It's time for another one. I know I said I'd drop on Wednesday or Thursday, but I was busy. So I'm doing it today. But, yeah, let's get started. Actually, this is a season with all 22 contestants to never make merge in any of the main seasons of Total Drama. Obviously, this doesn't include the Redonkulous race because there was no merge in the Redonkulous race. But yeah, so first episode's an intro. Oh, and I already made these teams. These aren't randomized. I made these teams. So I'll get to like the dynamics whenever they lose. So the first episode's an intro. Everyone's here. They're explaining why they're back. Yada yada. And for our first challenge, I'm not going to go in depth on the challenges because it's boring. But for our first challenge, I'm gonna say you'd think it'd be the losers that lose, which yeah, the failures, the idiots, and the losers. But because they have the extra member, but I'm actually gonna make that go away, or make that plot twist, make that go away. And the failures are gonna lose first. So over here, I've got Beardo and B. I know Beardo can talk, and I thought about doing something with him and Sammy, having a relationship because I've seen like a friendship, not like a relationship, because I've seen that online. But I decided to just pair him up with B, and they're gonna chill together. Amy and Sammy, yes, I know it's Sammy. I'm calling her Sammy. Are obviously they got their sisterly thing going on. And then Dawn is friends with Sammy because she wants to help Sammy get rid of Amy. Scary Girl and Topher were just kind of thrown on here. So the girls go up to the guys after they lose the challenge, and the four of them are all like, "Yeah, we got to get Amy out of here because Amy spends the whole time harassing Sammy and just being overall an asshole." So, and by the way, everyone else on this team, when they interact with her, they call her Sammy, not Sammy. But Amy gets voted out because that's 4 votes. Oh, and Scary Girl, Topher, and Amy know they're not nearly as liked as the others, so they make an alliance, but it doesn't matter. Amy's voted out in episode 2. So yeah, I think, and that's like her big karma. And no, she doesn't come back this time. So Sammy's like really happy that happened. So for our next episode, the losers actually win again, which is ironic, and we have the idiots. So for the idiots, we got Brick and Ezekiel. Now, in the first episode, the intro episode, Brick's going to see Ezekiel and Leonard, and he's going to be like, okay, I want to have at least one of these dudes be a man, because he thinks they're both wusses, right? And Ezekiel, we're going to say Ezekiel just, we'll just say he got better. Okay, he's not feral, because this takes place after the reboot season 2, which I know doesn't make sense, because that would mean they're all older, but that doesn't even matter. But Ezekiel is better now, and then Dakota Zoid. Wait, hold on. So Brick and Ezekiel wants to make a man out of Ezekiel, which Ezekiel already thinks he's a man, but yeah. And then Dakota, Zoid, and Sam. I'm just gonna call her Dakota because most of the radiation has gone off, and she actually, I think this is really cool because this tier list, I don't know why, but he doesn't have like an actual Dakota Zoid. He just has Dakota, and then this, and then he has Ezekiel, and then Ezekiel if he was in 60 seconds. That game, I don't know if y'all get that reference, but it's actually used for this. So some of the radiations wore off, but like this is permanent. So Sam and Dakota are still together, and they have a very healthy relationship, so they're obviously in an alliance. Leonard completely ignores Brick, so he's just kind of doing his own thing. Stacy is Stacy. And then Annie Maria, I'm bringing in the thing from season 4, where Ezekiel still has his crush on Annie Maria, but Annie Maria definitely does not like him back. So that's the thing. So he keeps trying and failing to ask her out. But obviously, Stacy's the first boot. I mean, you look at this team. These guys are good. These guys are good. They're probably going to be chill together. Sure, Annie Maria is going to vote Zeke, and Stacy might vote, or Leonard's going to vote Brick, but Stacy's going to vote someone random. But that's 4 votes right there that are all voting Stacy because Stacy is annoying as crap. The only reason I didn't make her the first boot is because I wanted Amy to get, or the only 2 reasons. I wanted Amy to get like a karma, and I also didn't want her to be the first boot twice because I feel like Ezekiel, it makes it more special. Which, by the way, Ezekiel's not the first boot, which she's very happy about. So, yeah, Stacy's out in episode 3, and then for episode 4, the losers actually lose. So we have, here's our dynamics. We have Eva, Tyler, and Noah, and the Eva Noah Izzy alliance is a thing here, but without Izzy, obviously. So they team up for some Brains versus Braun, and then they also rope in Tyler by saying they can have an OG thing, minus Katie and Sadie because they're annoying as shit. And then they have Nichelle, who wants to be a part of a team but doesn't like anybody over here. So she comes up and she's like, hey, if y'all don't vote for me, y'all got my vote. And they're like, okay, sure, why not? Meanwhile, over here, Ella, Katie, and Sadie all have a crush on Rodney, who obviously he's like a lesser extent of how he was in Pocket Tail. He's not as like retardedly in love with everybody, but he still loves most of the women. Like he had a small crush on Michelle in the second episode, but he does not have a crush on Katie nor Sadie. Katie and Sadie have huge crushes on him. Alright, we're back. It freaking crashed. Anyways, I was saying, Katie and Sadie have a huge crush on Rodney. Rodney does not have a huge crush on them, though. But Ella also has a crush on Rodney, but can see Katie and Sadie already arguing over Rodney. So she just kind of sits to herself and is kind of bummed. But Rodney has a crush on Ella a little bit. So Rodney goes and confesses to Ella, and they have a great time together while Katie and Sadie are still arguing. But it doesn't matter because these two kiss, and Sadie and Katie walk in at the same time arguing to see them kiss. It's like their first kiss. And they freak out, and they're both super angry at Rodney for some reason, because they both thought that he was going to be with them. They're angry at Rodney and Ella. So come voting time, Katie and Sadie vote Ella. Ella and Rodney vote Sadie. And then Eva, Noah, Tyler, and Nichelle, just to take advantage of it, vote Sadie. And the reason they didn't change the vote to one of the others is she's the least helpful in challenges. Because I mean, look at her. Her face looks like a capital D. So she loses that one. And then at the start of episode 5, Chris McLean does announce that there's an idol hidden around the camp. But that won't come into play this episode, because this episode, the idiots lose again. And when the idiots lose, Ezekiel is like, okay, I got this. I'm going to actually just go up to her. I'm going to ask her out, and she's going to love me. So he comes up to Anna Maria and asks her out. And Anna Maria can't really, she doesn't really hold her temper. So he grabs his shoulder, because he has her shoulder, because he has no social skills at all. Because, he was feral for forever. So, and he he's seen Sam and Dakota doing it, but they've already been boyfriend girlfriend for a while, so that's different. So he grabs her shoulder, and then she pepper sprays him, and he gets hurt really bad, and Brick is mad at her. And come voting time, Brick and Ezekiel convince Dakota, Wade, and Sam, and Dakota and Sam, and the four of them all vote Anna Maria. And so Anna Maria votes Zeke. Doesn't matter what Landon thinks. Anna Maria is out in episode 5. Episode 6 starts with it being announced that someone found the idol, but we do not know who. I mean, I know who, but you don't find out who it is. So the losers lose again. What the heck just happened? The losers lose again, and it seems like an obvious vote for Katie. But what's been happening is Ella and Rodney figured out the alliance between these four, and they were like, okay, we need to flip somebody. So they and also get Katie back on the good side. So Rodney and Ella finally make Katie become friends with them, or she says she's friends with them at least, but she still has a crush on Rodney. But she's like, okay, he's together, I gotta be chill. So, but they're still trying to vote. They're still trying to flip somebody, and they tried to flip Tyler. They tried to flip Nichelle, and they almost flipped Tyler, but voting time comes too early. So it looks like the four of them are gonna lose, and the four of y'all, or the three of them, are gonna lose and get voted out. But the four of y'all just vote Katie for being the most annoying, since they're gonna get rid of all three of them anyway. That's their plan. But boom, Katie had the idol, and she has the chance. Noah tries to convince her to vote. We'll say the idol lets you vote out loud after the thing, so you don't vote in the freaking place you normally vote. You vote in front of everybody. So Katie has the choice to get Ella and Rodney out, and they're trying to convince her to do that, and she almost does, but she ends up voting out Eva. So the idol is gone. And Eva's voted out episode 6. I know some of these characters people want more development for, like Amy, Anna Maria, and Eva, but it just doesn't fit into what I have planned, I guess. Then for episode 7, the failures lose again. Been a while since they've lost, and I mean, it's kind of more of the same as it was whenever Amy got voted out. The two girls that are friends and the two guys that are friends are even more so bonded now, and Topher and Scary Girl just can't do anything. So the four of them, for being a challenge rat and also being a weirdo, Scary Girl is voted out. I thought about doing something funny with Dawn and Scary Girl, and while they'd have funny moments, or even turning it into another redemption arc, I decided to not do that because I just did the season 3 prediction where Scary Girl already had a redemption arc with Damien and basically won this season. So bye bye Scary Girl, even though you're one of my favorite characters. But don't worry, Zeke's still here, and he will be for a while, I'll tell you that. So next up, the failures actually lose again, and yeah, there's no questioning. It's just Topher. Topher didn't really get to do like anything. We'll say he had some more drama with Chris, I guess. He just kind of was here because Unmerged season, I didn't have any plans for him. So the next team to lose in episode 9 is going to be the losers. The losers lose, and the three of them vote. They're like, all right, it's going to come down to a tiebreaker because they can't convince anybody. They keep trying to, but it's not working because Noah's like got Tyler wrapped around his finger, and Michelle's not going to change. Noah's not going to change. Tyler's the only one that might, but Noah's making sure that doesn't happen. So they vote the one they can take easiest in a tiebreaker, and they take Noah. Well, they vote the one they can take easiest in a tiebreaker, so they vote Katie. And it's revealed to be a smarts challenge, which Noah obviously wins because Katie's kind of an idiot, and Noah is a smart kid. So Katie's out episode 9. Then in episode 10, I'll say not the failures and not the losers. The idiots lose again this challenge. And again, pretty obvious, Leonard out. There's not much drama in the second half of the pre-merge. It's just getting a lot of this cannon fodder out, which is kind of the problem with doing an Unmerged season, is you got a lot of characters with a lot of potential, like Dawn, Sammy, Noah, Ezekiel, Brick, Dakota Wade, Sam, Ella, Rodney, but then you have characters like Leonard, or Topher, or Stacy. Like, what am I supposed to do with some of this cannon fodder, right? So I just kind of burned through it, I guess. And then our final character is to get out as a loser, and Ella and Rodney finally are like, they're on the out. So Rodney snaps at Noah, and they have a huge argument, Noah and Michelle versus Rodney and Ella, and Tyler's in the middle of it, and Tyler's like put on the spot to pick a side, and he just kind of runs off. And during elimination, Tyler actually sides and votes Michelle out for being the bigger merge threat instead of voting Noah. He convinces them to, even though they want to vote Noah, to vote Michelle. And you see that Michelle, or it's one of them too, so it's obvious. So there goes him, and we entered our merge cast. Now, if you see, I kind of did something. We got Dawn and Sammy as a duo, Beardo and B as a duo, Sam and Dakota Zoid as a duo, Brick and Ezekiel as a duo, Ella and Rodney as a duo, and then Noah and Tyler as a dysfunctional duo, but still duo. So it turns into kind of a Redonkulous race themed episode, where it's a double elimination, and whichever duo comes in last place in this purge style challenge, one of two purge challenges, is gonna, them two are gonna get out. So Dawn and Sammy pass, Brick and Ezekiel pass, Ella and Rodney pass, and Ella and Rodney passed, Sam and Dakota passed, and just barely Noah and Tyler passed, leaving the two silent guys, although Beardo talks more now, to be out. Now, I know I have Ella and Beardo as a thing in a different universe, but I decided to pair it with Rodney because it was that or Rodney going with Katie or Sadie, and I didn't want Katie or Sadie to last longer, so I put them together. Plus, this is a different universe, and they weren't on the same team, so it's fine. So they're out in a double elimination, Beardo and B, just because I didn't really know what to do with them in this story. So yeah, then we have a huge alliance made, and this is the alliance of Dawn, Sammy, Ella, Ella, Rodney, and then actually, yeah, Sam and Dakota. and this is supposed to be the Friendship Alliance. And which, yes, Saint, we'll say like Ella comes up with that name. Well, there's freaking 6 people with the 4. So after Noah wins immunity, he convinces, or no, not Noah. Sorry. After Brick wins immunity, we'll say he convinces Ella and Rodney through some manipulation. Noah does, because it looked like Noah's gonna get out, but they're like, you all gotta think. Imagine Dakota in the freaking final challenge. You're not winning that. You have to get her out while you still can, because everyone else, it likes each other a lot more. They've all bonded because they're either a season 4 cast member or Sammy, who doesn't care about Ella or Rodney. So Ella and Rodney would be next, after these 4 were gone. So they convince them, and then Dakota is voted out, episode 13. Dakota's Void, whatever you want to call her. And Ella and Rodney feel really, really bad about it, though. And Sammy, Don, and Sam are, at least for now, really angry at her, at them, especially Sam. Which is why episode 14, after it's announced to be a purge challenge, again, the second purge challenge, Sam spends the entire time sabotaging Rodney, and ends up, just barely, but ends up getting Rodney out in the purge challenge, which leaves, it's like, Sam's like, you get my strong lover out, I'll get your strong lover out. Now Ella and Sam have this, like, they're angry at each other. But Dawn eventually gets them both to calm down, because she's like, hey, we're losing all our numbers. We really need to get this together, or else we're going to get overthrown by the other 4. So the 4 of them try their hardest to win immunity, but it comes down, it's like an endurance challenge, and it comes down to Brick, Noah, and Tyler. And after Noah distracts Brick, making him fall out of the endurance challenge, he tells Tyler to drop, and Tyler's like, really? And he's like, yeah, I have a plan to not get you eliminated, but it has to be you, not me. And Tyler's like, if you say so. And then Noah in a confessional is like, I actually have no plan, I just want to be safe. So even though this is Tyler, who, while he did betray him, Noah basically forced him back into the alliance, because he's like, those people aren't going to protect you, kind of the same way he manipulated Ella and Rodney. But just, that was in like episode 12, just during their Ridiculous Race Style Challenge. So the 4 of them vote who they think is the easiest person to fight here in any sort of challenge. So they all vote Dawn, and then the 4 of them vote Tyler, just to get Noah's ally out of the way, his biggest ally. And it comes down to a tiebreaker, and it's going to be like a physical thing. Similar to if y'all watched the finale of the 3rd season of Adventure Camp, just on a much smaller scale. But Dawn is one of the only characters to canonically have superpowers, so she easily takes down Tyler, and Tyler's really pissed at Noah, but Noah is annoyed, but not annoyed because Tyler's like his buddy or whatever, just annoyed that now he's kind of at a huge disadvantage in the game. So he's really pissed about that. After this, freaking the next round, Sammy wins immunity, we'll just say, and everyone, the 4 of them are happy. We're finally gonna get Noah out. But as always, I guess I'm making this a tradition now, y'all. As always, episode 16 gives our main villain some plot armor, and is a non-elimination round. Just as always. I don't know why I'm always doing that, but I am. I didn't do that in the what ifs I made before I started uploading these to the channel. Then for episode 17, freaking Brick wins immunity because he accidentally takes, like, Noah was trying to convince him, but Brick's like, I don't know, because of what you did to Tyler. But Noah's like, trust me, I wouldn't do the same to you. But Tyler couldn't be trusted because he betrayed me once already. Brick's like, okay, and tries to give him it, but ends up knocking Noah off. We'll say it's another endurance challenge, I guess. And then Brick accidentally wins immunity, causing these 4 to actually vote Noah and actually get him off. He tried to scheme with Dawn, but obviously she was having none of it. She was reading his aura, and it was not gonna work, I guess. So, or however that stuff works. So then, Ella realizes, she's like, you know, it's kind of weird. What the heck just happened? It's kind of weird. The past 3 people have been everyone from my team. Now I'm the only person on my team, and that's really weird. So then, Brick and Ezekiel are kind of desperate now, so they come up to Sam and try to reignite his rivalry with Ella. And they're like, hey dude, think about it. Those 3 girls are doing really well. We should probably team up on them. And Sam's like, well, I've been with them this whole time. And he's like, I know. We'll say Ezekiel's doing this because that's kind of out of character for Brick. So Ezekiel's like, well, yeah, I know, but those 3 girls are really close. Plus, we could take them a little bit of that inner Ezekiel sexism coming out, I guess. If you want to call it sexism, you can. No, it really kind of isn't. He's freaking the 3 of them all vote. Who they know Dawn is a way bigger threat, so they don't vote them. They instead vote Ella, and the 3 girls, assuming Sam's on their side, vote Brick. We'll say, like, I don't know, Ezekiel won immunity. Sure, why not? I don't know if I already said someone else won immunity, but if I did, it's Ezekiel now. Deal with it. So it's Brick versus Ella, and yeah, obviously Brick wins that. So, oh my goodness. So there goes Ella in episode 18, and there goes all of that team, just kind of wiped off the map in 5 episodes. So we've come down to our final 5 now, where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I can't count, I guess. Dawn, Sammy, Sam. There we go. Ezekiel and Brick, and it comes down to the Dawn winning immunity. So it looks like Sammy's gonna lose, but immunity is represented by a necklace, kind of like how it is in Survivor. When it comes to the merge, you have to wear the necklace. And Dawn decides to give away her immunity to Sammy, since they become such good friends, and she trusts her, and she thinks she deserves the million. So she gives it to Sammy, and Sammy's like, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "Yes, you got this." So the 3 guys vote out. Dawn, and there's nothing the girls can do about it. Then it comes down to a episode similar to the first episode of season. What the heck am I talking about? The final 4 episode of season 1. There we go. The final 4 episode of season 1. I don't know what happened to my brain. I guess I'm going to use that kind of format again, but the actual challenge is much different. But they pair up Ezekiel and Brick, and then Sammy and Sam. And Sammy and Sam, very unlikely, I know, but Sammy and Sam barely pull through. And Chef gets to choose which of the 2 to eliminate. And Chef really respects Brick, so he decides, plus he thinks Ezekiel's just a little weirdo. And he respects Brick for being in the military, because he was in the military once. So he votes off Ezekiel in episode 20. And then Brick wins immunity in episode 21, and decides to take Sammy with him to the finale instead of Sam, because he feels like she's more deserving of the cash, just in general, after thinking about it, because he's still a nice guy. And then this could go either way, because there would be an alt winner and a winner, so it can go Sammy or Brick. But for me, I feel like just going off of what happened this season, I think Sammy would be the winner that makes sense, but Brick would probably be the one I'd like more, but I think I'd still think Sammy is the canon one. So yeah, that's my total drama Unmerged. I think it turned out pretty well, but the only problem was there was so much canon fodder, because that's what some of these characters are made to be, canon fodder. I mean, pretty much all of Pakatea was canon fodder. But I think it turned out pretty well, and I hope you all think so as well. So I guess that's pretty much all I have to say. See you in the next one. Bye.